Review for The Prisoner's Daughter, which was released in June 30th, 2023. American drama directed by Catherine Hardwicke, starring Kate Beckinsale and Brian Cox. It tells the story of a father who tries to reconnect with his daughter and grandson after serving 12 years in prison and being diagnosed with terminal cancer. The film premiered at the 2022 Toronto International Film Festival and was released in 2023. So that pretty much sums it up. Good movie. I thought it was pretty powerful emotional movie. Especially, pretty much the stars are, Brian Cox is the star, but his grandson and Kate Beckinsale, who's his daughter, I thought all three of them were great in the movie. Also, Ernie Hudson's in it, which is always nice to see. Big Ernie Hudson fan. Obviously Ghostbusters, but he's in The Crow also. He's really good in that. Big fan of him. He's in the movie because he's an ex-con too. He's been out for a few years. He runs a gym, like a boxing gym where they train boxers, and he's friends with Brian Cox. Brian Cox actually gave him, I think he said like $100K or so, to help him get his gym started. And it's not like he owes him money, but Ernie Hudson, tries to help him out because they're friends, and he gave him a bunch of money to start his gym. So, but yeah, so gets released from prison because he's done a lot of time. I think he killed someone because he was kind of like a mob enforcer. Like he said, Brian Cox said he was a boxer, but when he also threw matches. So, they would bet a bunch of money that he would lose, and he would make sure he lost. But he was a good boxer when he wanted to win. And then he was also like a mob enforcer. Someone owes the mob some money, they sent him out. So, he's been in there for a while. He gets released because he's very sick with cancer. His daughter wants nothing to do with him, but she's low on money. And she's in their old house with her son. And she says to him, she goes, okay, you could stay with us, but you're just going to be treated like a tenant. You pay your rent every month. You pay for your own food and, everything else. She's like, that's it. And she says that she's not going to tell her son that he is his grandfather. She just said, you're just going to be an older uncle, and that's it. Don't tell him that. So, but a little bit into the movie, the kid figures it out. He's a smart kid, that this is his grandfather. He starts to kind of teach the kid some things. He's getting bullied at school. He's Brian Cox is an ex-boxer. He's a tough guy, so he teaches him, a little bit things about boxing, about standing up for yourself, not letting bullies bully you around. Kate Beckinsale doesn't really like this in the beginning, but she sees that, he needs, like a father in his life, because his actual father is this dirtbag who lives in this hippie commune, and he's a musician. He's a drummer, but he doesn't really give them money at all. He barely sees his son. He's not interested. He's doing other things that aren't good, and he just is kind of like a low life dirtbag. And so Kate Beckinsale, throughout the movie, sees that Brian Cox is trying to help, and and then, you know, in the last act, some things happen where the father tries to get involved in the kid's life, but some things go bad. But anyways, I like the movie. I haven't seen any of Catherine Hardwicke's other movies, except she did Twilight, so not a fan of that. But I don't know, she did Lords of Dogtown, 13, Miss Bella. Red Riding Hood. Haven't seen these, so. But I thought she did a good enough job. It's well directed. I think especially the last act is pretty well done on an emotional level. But yeah, I'll get into spoilers now. So spoilers. He gets Ernie Hudson to you know, train his grandson and to toughen him up, basically, in boxing. And then when he's picked on again at school, the kid totally beats up the bullies, both of them. And then Kate Beckinsale has to go to the school in a pretty funny scene. And also, Kate Beckinsale, like, lost one of her jobs because her ex-husband showed up to the job, and I think he, like, attacked, like, the manager, or, like, cussed out the manager. So Brian Cox, like knows someone, ex-con from prison, who has a connection to a business, so then he helps get her a job. Ernie Hudson gives Brian Cox, like, a bunch of money, because, you know, he kind of owes him, and he just gives it to her, and she doesn't really want it at first, but, you know, he swears it's clean money. And so he's just, you know, he's kind of just helping out where he can, even though he's really sick with cancer. He's in a lot of pain. He even gets one of his friends who runs a construction business to go and add like another small room onto their house, which Brian Cox says he always wanted to do. Like he promised his ex-wife, Kate Beckinsale's mom, that he was going to do that, but he never did, because, you know, when he was younger, he, you know, was a mob enforcer. He was breaking the law. He was going to jail. He drank a lot. So yeah, and then in the end, the ex-father tries to basically kidnap his son, and they're gonna he's gonna take him to Tijuana, which, you know, would turn out bad. Probably get the kid killed, because this guy is such a dirtbag, and, you know, he would probably just, you know, be in the wrong area, wrong time, and just not a good influence on the kid. So Brian Cox goes there, because and he takes the kid, and Kate Beckinsale drives off with him, and he basically sacrifices his life so that Kate Beckinsale's ex then beats up Brian Cox with a baseball bat, which he gives him, because he wants to he knows he has, like, little time left, so he basically sacrifices his life. So this guy beats him up. The police arrive because there's an ankle monitor on Brian Cox. He knows this guy's screwed, so he beats him up, and then in the end he goes to jail. So he's out of the kid's life and out of his daughter's life for good, which is good because he's a terrible influence. And but yeah, and I thought the end was pretty good. Pretty emotional scene. So I know that Robert Daniels from RobertEbert.com says the film disappointingly undermines its own themes and characters at every turn. I don't really understand that criticism. I mean, seems like one of the themes is about, like, redemption, and I mean, Brian Cox isn't perfect after he gets out of jail, but I think he tries to do a pretty good job. So I don't really get that criticism. But overall, I think it got pretty good reviews, and I definitely recommend it. Even if you listen to the spoilers, I think you could watch the movie and really enjoy it. So, but yeah, I'm a big Brian Cox fan. I think he's a great actor. I think he's really underrated. Like, no one really mentions him that much. But he's so good. I mean, like, I just did a review of 25th Hour. He's great in that. He's Edward Norton's father in that. X-Men 2. Great villain in that movie. Just, really, I think makes that movie, like, something special. Like, it's already pretty good, but then you add him as the villain, just so good. And Super Troopers, like, that movie's hilarious, and then he's also hilarious in it. So the guy can do drama, and he can be funny, too, which is pretty rare, honestly. Yeah, maybe I'll rewatch Super Troopers and do a review of that, because I've always really liked that movie. Movie's just so crazy funny. But yeah, I think that's about it. Prisoner's Daughter. Check it out. So, if you enjoyed this review, please like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.